Hey everybody, Martin here, and today on the channel, I just feel like I want to play a game, and so I thought that I would play a print and play game, and I decided on one that I haven't played in quite a while. This is my Mandalorian retheme of the deck building game Wipers Salient. Now, Wipers Salient is designed by a gentleman named Felbrigg Herriot, and what I did was, and let me just show you as I bring it on down here to the table, I rethemed it to the Mandalorian. This is from season 1. So obviously, if you followed the Mandalorian, a lot has happened since then. This is now a little bit of ancient history here, but I really loved the show, and so I decided to retheme Wipers Salient to the Mandalorian. And I'm not going to explain too much about my build here because this is an older build, but this is a retheme of a print and play game. And so you can get Wipers Salient. You can purchase it on PNP Arcade for $3, as of the last time I checked, which was a couple of years ago. So let's just get down to things here. And what I'd like to do when I make play mats for myself. So the game doesn't come with a play mat, but I made one for it. And because I like to have spaces for all the cards, it just helps me to feel more organized. And most importantly for me, it gives me a chance to put the game setup and the rules summary here, the turn sequence. So there's a player aid integrated into my playmat design here. So we'll just start playing, and then the rules will hopefully become apparent as we go along in the play. So here in the turn sequence, well, okay, let me just explain the game setup super quick. Deal myself a starting hand. So this is the starting hand here. This is a deck building game, so these are basic cards here. So the cards start out, we've got 3 Razor Crest cards. This is the Mandalorian ship in season 1. Those of you who've been following the Mandalorian, you'll know that there's been, anyway, I won't go with, this is not the time to give spoilers, Martin. And then we've got 2 quick attack cards, so we'll put them right over here. All right. So this is my starting hand. And then we've arranged the ready resource deck. That's this deck over here. Basically, the ready resources are cards that you can purchase if you can't afford to purchase anything else. The purchase price is in the upper right in a yellow circle. Arrange the enemy cards face down in descending order. So this is the kind of deck builder where the enemies are arranged in order from weakest to strongest. And that's this deck over here, and they're going to start coming out and threatening me later on. Shuffle the resource draw deck and then place face down. So that's the rest of the cards over here. These are going to be the cards in my market. And then draw 4 resources to the available resource line. So these are the first 4 cards that came out of the resources. These are the ones that I'll get a chance to purchase first. We've got Watch My Ship, which has 2 attack here and 1 resource. We've got Foundling, which has 1 attack and 1 morale. Respectable, which has 1 morale and 1 health. And then Surrounded, which is 1 resource cost and 1 attack. Now, each card has potentially up to 4 currencies in this game. So resource, this icon up here, that allows you to purchase new cards. This icon down here, the gun with the number, that allows you to attack. And then this icon over here that looks like a fist, that is morale. And then this icon over here, that is your health. So here's my health track up here on the upper left. Here's my morale track over here in the upper right. If either of those things hits 0, then I lose the game. So my goal here is to not allow either of those to hit 0. All right, so let's just start playing. So turn sequence printed over here. Deal myself 5 cards, I already have. Deploy the enemy. So like I said, this deck is arranged in order from weakest to strongest. So I know the first enemy to come out is the Remnant Stormtrooper. And the Remnant Stormtrooper is the weakest enemy. He's got 3 health over here, and he does 1 morale damage per turn. So he comes out here in what's called the active enemy line. All right. Now, the next thing after I deploy the enemy is I get to buy a card if I can afford to. So I'm going to take a look at my Razor Crest cards here. So I've got 3, 5, 6. I have 6 points with which to potentially purchase cards here. So I've got 6. Let me go shopping here. What have I got? The most expensive card that's out here is Surrounded, which costs 4. It is going to boost me with 1 resource and 1 attack. So is that my best choice? Because Watch My Ship is actually a cheaper card, but it's 1 resource and 2 attack. So even though this Surrounded is more expensive, I'm thinking Watch My Ship is a better deal. So I'm going to ignore you for now, Surrounded, and I'm going to take Watch My Ship. Here's the thing. Even though I still have change, you can only buy 1 card per round. So this is it. This is what I'm going to buy. So that goes to my discard pile. So newly purchased cards go to your discard pile. And then I use these as well. So I cannot use the resource value anymore this turn. So that's that. And then I'm going to go ahead and replace that card that came out. Okay. What next? Play cards. So I can play my attacks. So I've got 2 attack over here. And then these Razor Crest cards sadly don't have any attack value. This one heals my morale for 1. This one heals my health for 1. But I don't need those right now because my health is full up and my morale is full up. So these cards are done for the turn. And then these cards, I didn't generate enough attack to take out that Stormtrooper, so they get discarded as well. And then the last thing that happens here, based on my turn sequence cheat sheet, is the enemy will attack. So the enemy is going to do me 1 morale damage. So my morale is now down to 9. All right. So that was my first turn of this game. Now let's go to the turn sequence, deal myself 5 cards. So I'm going to go ahead and take the discard pile. I'm going to shuffle it. And I'm hoping that that new card that I bought comes out here so that I can do myself some good here. And I'm going to place it here in my draw deck space. And then, there it is. My new card just came out, so that's pretty exciting. And that generates 2 damage. So I'm going to be able to do some damage this time around. And what else is coming out? Ooh, I've got my 3 Razor Crest cards and my starting quick attack card came out. So I'm in pretty good shape right now. Deploy another enemy. So then this guy slides down. Okay. There you go. Berg is supposed to be the one next to come out. So Berg will damage me for 1 health is what he's able to do. Okay, and then I'll buy a card if I wish. So right now I have 3 plus 2 is 5, 6, 7. I can afford a card of up to 7. This card over here, Get Some, costs 3, and it's big on attack. But I'm getting a little concerned. Well, you know what? I'm not too worried about my buying capability right now. So I think maybe I'm going to focus on attack. So I'm buying this Get Some card because it's going to give me a lot more attack power. All right, I bought my card, and I get to play my cards now. How much attack do I do here? 2, 3. Total of 3 attack. I can put all of it on the Remnant Stormtrooper, and then the Stormtrooper goes out. He's defeated, and I'll place him over there. So, yay! We've actually taken somebody out. That is the end of our card play, so now we're going to discard these cards. And then the enemy, Berg, is going to do some damage to us. So he's going to do 1 health damage. So, and yep. I forgot that I could play my morale. I could heal my morale over here because I have 1 card with morale boost. So my morale goes back up to 10. Okay, so that was that turn, turn number 2. Now let's go on to turn number 3. This card comes out. These guys get shuffled. All right, what is going to come out? Hopefully the cards that I just bought come out. Nope, that's a quick attack. That's a starter. Okay, that is my new card that came out. Okay, I've got at least one new card, one recently purchased card that came out. Okay, so I've dealt myself my 5 cards. A new enemy is going to get deployed from the active enemy line. Toro Calican comes out, and he does 1 morale and 1 health damage. So now the enemies that are starting to come out are stronger. All right, but so the enemy's deployed, Berg is in play. I can buy a card. Right now, I only have a buying power of 3, total of 3. So I can't afford this card called Surrounded. I can afford all of these other cards that are here: the Stranger, the Foundling, and Respectable. So I think I want to get Foundling for 3. Place him here in our discard pile. All right, now I get to play cards. So first things first, this Razor Crest card heals me for 1 health. So I'm going to go ahead and boost myself back up to 10 health here. All right, and continuing on, so now we are going to, let's see, we bought a card. Now we have to play our cards. So first of all, let's consider our morale. That's +1 morale. But our morale is full up. And then health, I've got no cards that increase my health, so that's going to stay damaged. And then in terms of our attack value, we have 3, 2, 5, 6. We have a total of 6 attack power, which means, fortunately, it's just enough to take out Xian here, so because she has 6 health, so she gets knocked out, which is good news, but also it means that an even more powerful enemy is going to come out next turn. So let's not celebrate too much that our attack was successful in this turn. And then the last thing is going to be the enemy attack. So Berg is going to do 1 more health damage. So my health is down to 8. Okay, now it's time to deal myself 5 cards. Okay, here we go. And then we will shuffle over here. And we'll add 2 more cards from the draw deck. All right, the card that we purchased last turn, this Nasty Fall, has in fact come out. So we are going to be able to do quite a bit of damage next turn. We'll see how that turns out. But the enemy is the next enemy is going to come out, and it turns out that it is Mayfield, who's got 7 health, and he will do 2 morale damage. Mayfield is a funny guy. He's played by Bill Burr on the show. The flavor text that I chose for this one is, he's introducing himself. Mayfield, former Imperial sharpshooter. Mando says, that's not saying much. Mayfield says, I wasn't a stormtrooper, wise ass. So I thought that was kind of cool. All right, Mayfield comes out. Now we get to buy a card if we can afford anything. Let's replace that empty spot over there. We've got 2, 3. We've got total of 3, so we don't have much buying power this turn. We can afford Stranger, who gives us a attack of 1, but it also has a special ability now, draw and play 1 more card. So that is interesting. Generally, these cards that have special abilities outside of their kind of card values, they're good to get. So between these 2, because the Bond is also available, and this is a card that would provide 1 attack power and also heal 1 health, which might be helpful for us, but it doesn't have a special ability. So this is kind of a tough decision here. Do I want to get Stranger? Do I want to get the Bond? I can also afford Respectable, who would heal morale and health. At the end of the day, I'm going to choose to get Stranger because of that extra ability to draw and play 1 more card. So that put that in my discard. So I bought my card. Now I get to play my cards. I don't have any. I have 1, 2, boost of 2 health. There's a -1 health over here, so this is a net boost of 1. So my health goes up from 8 to 9. It would have gone up to 10, but this nasty fall card is -1 health. All right, now let's total up attack. Let's do our attack. We've got 4 attack over here. We've got 3 attacks, so that's 7, 8. We have a total of 8 attack here. And fortunately, that is just enough to be able to take out Mayfield, because Mayfield has 7 health. So, Patwing, you are out of there, Mayfield. And my card play is done for this turn. Last thing that's going to happen is that the enemy is going to attack. So it's only Berg, and Berg is going to do me 1 health damage. So we go back down to 8. So far, so good. We are still doing okay. Let's replenish that card, that empty spot that we bought earlier. And we are going to deal ourselves 5 cards. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, this is probably not good. I've got 3 starters. And let me shuffle this guy. I want to get a good card this turn, because otherwise this turn is not going to go well for us. So let's see. 1 more card comes out, and it's another starter. So I think this turn is going to hurt, folks. It's going to hurt. Deploy enemy. What is the enemy who's going to come out now? It is Fenix Shand in Season 1, and she has 8 health points, and she does morale damage of 2 and health damage of 1. Fenix Shand is an elite mercenary. If you go after her, you won't make it past sunrise. Okay, so that is our enemy who's in there. Generally, the further into this game you go, the worse the enemies get, and then if you're not able to take them out of the active enemy line, then they do cumulative damage to you, and that's when things start to downward spiral pretty quickly. Okay, so we know who the enemies are. They're in the active enemy line. Let's see if we can afford to buy a card. How much have we got here? We've got 3 plus 2 plus 1. I'm looking at this icon here, the resource. So 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. We can purchase pretty much anything that we see here. I'm looking at this heavy gun. This is interesting, but I'm also looking at Surrounded, because take a look. Surrounded has it doesn't have as much attack, but it does have a special ability to retire a card from your hand or discard pile. So this card is going to allow me to start getting rid of my lower power starting cards. So I think it's a good choice to grab this card right now. So I'm going to grab that. And that was my buy card. So now we're going to play our cards. So let's see what we got here. In terms of health, none of my cards restore health, so that's not going to change. Now let's see how much attack we've got here. 2, 3, 4. We have a total of 4 attack, which means we cannot damage Fenix Shand. Fortunately, we can damage Berg. So Berg, who's the enemy who's been around in the game the longest, gets taken out. So long, Berg. So that's pretty cool. And that finishes my card play for this turn. And now Fenix Shand gets to do her stuff, her bad stuff to me. So she's going to do 2 morale damage to me. So my morale goes down to 8. And she does an additional 1 health damage to me. So my health is now at 7. So that's that. Now we go on to the next turn. I'm going to deal myself 5 cards. Nasty Fall. Get some. Foundling. Stranger. And 1 starter. So I've got a hand of 4 purchased cards, upgraded cards, and 1 starter. Okay, so hopefully this goes well for me. Let's see how that goes. Deploy enemy. So Fenix Shand will slide down here and reveal the next enemy. These are the Death Troopers. They have 9 health points, and they do 2 morale damage and 2 health damage. So now we've got Fenix Shand and Death Troopers as our active enemies. So now that we've deployed the enemy, let's buy a card. Let's let's replenish this empty spot here. IG-11 is here. This was a very popular character from the first season of The Mandalorian, and he does 4 damage and 4 attack, and he's got 1 resource here. So, but he's also very expensive, 8. I don't know that I can afford him right now. So now that we've got all of that, we've completed the resource line here, the resource draw deck. Let's try to see if we can buy a card. How much are we working with here? As it turns out, not much. If you look at our resource icons, you've only got 1. So we really can't afford to buy anything right now. Literally not a single card we can buy. So this is not going to go well from that perspective. Let us see what else we're doing here. I've got health boost of 1, 2, and then -1 over here. So only health boost of 1. So from 7, I go up to 8 on health. And now I get to do my attack value. Let's see what we got. We've got 4 plus 3 is 7, 8, 9. We are generating an attack value of 9, which is, woohoo, fortunately just enough to take out these death troopers who came out. And so we've got these guys. They get defeated. So that is very nice. And we discard the cards that we played in that turn. And now Fenix Shand gets to attack us. So first of all, she's going to do 2 morale damage. My morale was at 8. It's now going to go down to 6. So warning, flashing warning lights over there. And then she's going to do 1 health damage. So my health goes down to 7. Health down to 7. Morale down to 6. Starting to get a little bit nervous here, folks. But anyway, let's keep on going. Let's go to the next turn. And let's shuffle these guys, this discard here, and form a new draw deck. All right, what have we got? Nasty Fall came out again. Razor Crest, that's a starter. Surrounded, it came out, and I'll be able to retire a card from my hand or discard pile. Very nice. Get Some is here, and another starter, Razor Crest. Okay, so now I get to buy a card. So let's take a look at my buying power this round. This turn, I've got 2, 3, 4. I can buy a card with a value of up to 4, which means the bond or respectable or small package. Well, I need to focus on cards that can heal me, heal my morale, and heal my health, which means I'll probably want to go for respectable. So I'm going to just buy this and then put it in my discard pile. And then I kind of have a choice here. I want to play this effect here, retire a card from your hand or discard pile. I actually want to do this action, and I want to retire. So which of these 2 starting Razor Crest cards do I want to retire? I don't want to retire this one because it generates 2 resource. But I don't want to retire this one because it generates 1 health in addition to the 1 resource. But 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. This might be a huge mistake, but I am retiring this Razor Crest card over here. So that is out of the game. So now my hand is down to 4. I wonder, though, what the timing is here. Could I play this card first? Could I play my hand first and then enact this action here? Let's see. What do the rules say? If the card has text, you may carry out the instruction at any point during this phase. Okay, good. So I can carry it out at any point, which means I'll use this card first to help me this turn, and then I'll do this action last after I've already used this Razor Crest card. Okay, great. So I'm glad we took a moment to think about that. I dealt 5 cards. I got ahead of myself. I didn't deploy the next enemy, so let me go ahead and do that right now. Next enemy is an ATST. It's got 10 health, and it does a whole lot of damage, both to morale and to health. So there's that. And I don't know that this turn is going to go very well for me at all, but let's go. Let's see anyway. So let's take a look at, we've got nothing that heals morale, so that is not good. And in terms of health, these two cards cancel each other out. This heals 1, this does 1 point of damage, so they cancel each other out. So my health is going to stay at 7. Now let's see what kind of damage I do, what type of attack I do here. I've got 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 1 is 8. I'm doing 8 attack, which is just enough to take out Fenix Shand. So Fenix Shand is going to go into the defeated enemies pile over here. And then I am done with this, this hand of cards. And now this ATST that just entered is going to get to attack me. 3 morale damage. 1, 2, 3. My morale is down to 3. And 2 health damage. 1, 2. My health is down to 5. Double checking here. If either of your scores has been reduced to 0 or less, the game is over. Yeah, okay. So I will lose if either my morale or my health gets reduced to 0, and my morale is already at 3. So I am not very hopeful. If that ATST hits me one more time, I am dead. There's no question about it. So this game could be over very soon, folks. Let's see how it goes. I'm thinking that anyway. Here we go. Let's deal ourselves a new hand. I'm thinking that I overemphasized attack power in this game, and I underemphasized morale boost and health boost. And I think I'm suffering the fruits of those choices right now, the bitter fruits of those choices. I dealt myself 5 cards. I'm going to deploy the next enemy, who is the Client. Has 11 health, does 3 morale damage and 3 health. So this is pretty much it, because there's no way I'm going to be able to take out both the Client and ATST in one turn. So my morale is going to get reduced to 0 this turn no matter what. But let's play it out to the bitter end, shall we? Let's go ahead. So let's first of all, let's try to buy a card. And I've got a buying power of 3 plus 1 is 4. So I can afford the bond and the small package. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to get the bond. That is going to go into my discard pile. And then in terms of morale, I get 1 point of morale back. Wait, okay. This 1 point of morale gives me a glimmer of hope, a small glimmer of hope. But that glimmer is about to be extinguished because I don't have enough attack power. I can already tell in my hand. I don't heal my health at all. And in terms of attack power, I generate 2, 3, 4, 5, which is not enough to damage ATST, who's got a health of 10, and not enough to damage the Client, who's got a health of 11. So these cards get discarded for no attack effect. And now the enemy attacks. ATST attacks me for 3 morale damage, 1, 2, 3, I'm down to 1, and 2 health damage, 1, 2, down to 3 health. The Client will attack me for 3 morale damage, so that's it, my morale goes to 0, and also attacks me for 3 health damage, 1, 2, 3, my health now goes to 0 as well. And I have lost, so there you go. Now, there is a section on final scoring here in this game. If you haven't destroyed all of the enemies, then you have lost the fight, but you can score the game to see how well you've done. Add up the strength of all the cards in the defeated enemies pile. This is your final score. Okay, so add up the strength of all of the cards in the defeated enemies pile. So that's 9 plus 8 is 17, plus 4 is 21, plus 7 is 28, plus 6, 28 plus 6 is 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 34 plus 5 is 39. 39 plus 3 is 42. Okay, so I have the strength of the cards defeated in the defeated enemies pile is 42. So the idea being here that even though I lost the game, I still have a final score, and the next time I play this, I can shoot for a higher score than 42, and that is kind of a way that you can still somehow track progress and feel a little bit better about yourself, despite the fact that you were completely crushed entirely and totally. I revealed all of the enemies. 2 of them are still active, ATST and the Client. The only enemy that didn't come out, the final boss, is Moff Gideon with a big life of 12. And he does 3 morale and 3 health damage, just like the Client over here. Okay, so that was tonight's game of Wiper Salient, the Mandalorian retheme. Once again, my personally produced retheme of the game Wiper Salient. It's a small deck building game. It's only 52 cards. If I didn't have a playmat, the footprint would be even smaller than it is, but it's still a pretty small footprint game. So let me just go ahead and turn this camera over to me. So, you know, I mean, like, I felt tonight that I wanted to play a game, but I didn't, and I wanted to play a print and play game, but I didn't want to play something that you know, like, would entail me having to remember a lot of complex rules. And I just wanted to, like, you know, just do something quick and brutal, and that's exactly what I got. So, if you are interested, like I said, you can probably still find Wiper Salient on, I forget the, I said the name of the site, earlier in the video, but it's escaping me right now. But anyway, there, you can still purchase this for $3 if it hasn't changed, if it's still available, anyway, and, anyway, that's that. That has been my game tonight, my quick playthrough of the game Wiper Salient by Felbrigg Herriot, my Mandalorian retheme. Until the next video, this has been Martin. Thanks for watching.